Did you know that there's still time to pre-order your version of Battletoads and Double Dragon on the Nintendo Entertainment System? It's true, Retrobit's newest must-own reproduction cartridge can still be yours, assuming you reserve your copy before May 22nd. With only a few days left to go, I thought it might be fun to take a few minutes to see what the critics thought of games starring the Battletoads and Double Dragons when they first came out. Now, in case you're wondering, Electronic Gaming Monthly reviewed a total of 17 games from these two franchises between 1989 and 2009. As you'd imagine, that included a whole lot of ports of the original Battletoads and Double Dragon games, as well as a whole myriad of sequels and prequels and spin-offs. Today we're going to count down the best and worst games from those two series using EGM's own words and review scores. There's no editorializing here, we're just going to focus on what the critics said back in the day. Come, join me as we see how Electronic Gaming Monthly ranked both the Battletoads and Double Dragon franchises.
It's just video game review!
So, okay, last week Harley and I reviewed Ultra Enviroman. Whack to the curb. It has got to go. So today, we're gonna take a look at Battletoads. Rocket! That it is, I mean, they got Psycho Pigs and Turbo Thwacking. And with kick fighting, surfing, babe saving, how can you go wrong? Your kid's a freak for Battletoads and these other games from Trade West, Nintendo Entertainment, or Game Boy systems required.
Up first, we have number 17, Double Dragon 5 on the Super Nintendo. If you're thinking of the Double Dragon guys from the arcade and not the cartoon, then you're in for a surprise. The characters all have very similar yet simple movements. Unfortunately, the charge time and control aren't as easy. Plays okay, but unless you're a fan of the show, there's nothing special about it. The gameplay and control needs to be sharpened to improve the playability. Close, but nothing exceptional. Number 16, Double Dragon 5 on the Jaguar. Compared to the other Jag fighting games, it does play okay, but still below par for most other systems. The game actually plays better on the Super Nintendo and doesn't look all that different. The biggest problem, once again, is the lack of control. Sure, it may be the most playable one so far, but it still isn't good enough for the fighting fanatic. I never cared for this game too much, and this version hasn't changed my mind. If you have a Jag, you might want to check it out. Number 15, Double Dragon on the Game Gear. Double Dragon is a fairly decent game on the small screen, but it's hard to see exactly what's going on sometimes. I would have liked to see more technique built into the classic game, since all I had to do was punch, 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 punch. Overall, Double Dragon is a good fighting game if you're on the move. Number 14, Double Dragon on the Game Boy. A perfect translation of the NES version of Double Dragon to the Game Boy. This game duplicates almost every aspect, from the bone-busting gameplay to the various special moves and weapons. The soundtrack is also very good. Number 13, Battletoads and Double Dragon on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Yet another great game for the NES. The gameplay is absolutely incredible. There are tons of new attacks and cool moves for two players. The action is non-stop, and the graphics are surprisingly good for an 8-bitter. Lots of parallax and neat effects, too. A solid fighting game with loads of action and lots of fun. Number 12, Battletoads on the Game Gear. Hey, I think I remember this from a couple of years ago. Will this trend of bringing older games to the portable systems ever end? Anyway, for those who thoroughly enjoyed the old Battletoad games, you know what to expect here. This is a solid game that offers plenty of action and tons of enemies and a difficulty level sure to challenge any avid player. Now, about that age thing. Number 11, Double Dragon on the Commodore 64. Ooh, I was immediately relieved when I read through the documentation and found that Double Dragon did indeed have an option for two-player simultaneous play. While the game does capture the fun of the arcade, most of the spontaneity and surprise are unfortunately missing. Nonetheless, a good translation of an incredible coin-op game. Number 10, Battletoads on the Genesis. This is basically the 8-bit game with a little bit of graphic and audio enhancements. Nothing wrong with it, but the improvement isn't that drastic. The game is still great with lots of moves and hilarious animation. The game is very hard and will challenge the best. While not as pretty as the Super Nintendo version, it plays very well. Number 9, Double Dragon on the Sega Master System. Sega has done an excellent version of duplicating the 2-player version of the Double Dragon arcade game. With 2-player, the game is truly cooperative, exactly the way the game was meant to be. The graphics exceed Sega's usual high standards, and with enough practice, you should be able to master all the special moves as on-screen control is exceptional. I'll put up with a little flicker if I can beat up the bad guys with a friend.
Double Dragon 2, The Revenge. Raw power for your NES. 9 incredible missions, 2-player simultaneous action. Double Dragon 2 from Acclaim, the best action game ever.
And we're back with number 8, Battletoads on the Game Boy. I loved Battletoads on the NES, and I think it holds up just as well on the Game Boy. It's one of the few action games that really has the power to pull you back for more. Game Boy Toad shares a lot in common with the 8-bit cousin, and throws in some new features for good measure. Number 7, Battletoads and Ragnarok's World for the Game Boy. Yes, I love Battletoads, and this is the best portable game so far. This is identical to the 8-bit Smash down to every detail. The story is different and has been altered to accommodate one player, but the 2-player mode is the only thing that's missing. A bit slow, but it packs a punch. Move to this. Number 6, Double Dragon 3, The Sacred Stones on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Ever since Double Dragon surfaced in arcades years ago, no fighting game has come close other than the incredible sequels. The sequel is no exception, sporting new radical moves, boggling techniques, powerful bosses, and 2-player simultaneous play. A winner! Number 5, Double Dragon 2, The Revenge on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Every bit as good and even better than the first. It's all new, too. New moves, new scenes, great graphics, excellent player control, and multiple difficulty levels. Double Dragon 2 is easily the best kick-and-punch game ever made. Number 4, Battletoads and Double Dragon on the Super Nintendo. Yes, I will move to this. This is identical to the NES version with some differences, but the graphics are improved tenfold. Putting these two teams together was a great idea, and fans of both will not be disappointed. Yes! Number 3, Battletoads and Battlemaniacs on the Super Nintendo. I can't believe it took this long, but it was worth the wait. Battletoads is everything it was hyped up to be, with great music, vibrant graphics, and tons of enemies. The button setup was a bit awkward to get used to, but it didn't make it unplayable. This game rocks with 2 players. I love the cooperative attacking of the enemies. Number 2, Battletoads on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Excellent, radical, most triumphant. If Battletoads doesn't make you laugh at the hysterical animations or fry your brain cells with utter amazement, then you are reading the wrong mag. The amount of work that went into this game is phenomenal. This'll make up for Double Dragon. And finally, number 1, Double Dragon on the Nintendo Entertainment System. A more appropriate name might have been Single Dragon, since the home version, unlike the arcade classic, only allows 1 player on the screen at a time. But don't by any means let this deter you from an otherwise incredible gaming experience. In order to keep the crisp graphics, the great definition of character, and the true action gameplay that made Double Dragon a number 1 hit in the arcades, Technos had to make a choice between a 2-player option and solid gameplay. They made the right choice, because Double Dragon now has the quality as well as the content. It's also worth noting that Double Dragon took home the top prize as Electronic Gaming Monthly's Best Video Game of the Year in 1988. Hey, thanks for watching me count down EGM's old reviews. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we have a whole playlist full of these EGM ranked episodes, including franchises like Castlevania, Metroid, Resident Evil, Batman, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and even Sonic the Hedgehog. We're also looking at systems too, just wanted to Toss that out there. I recommend you check out those old episodes in the playlist. They're a lot of fun. Now, here's the question I have for you. Which is the ultimate team, Double Dragon or Battletoads? Also, why? Let me see your picks in the comments below. In other news, we'll be back later this week with the Nintendo Switch Online Review Crew episode looking at Kirby 64. If that sounds good to you, then I strongly recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then,